everybody, good morning and good afternoon. I am happy to welcome you to our SAP TechEd session, Cybersecurity Roundtable. My name is Arndt Lingscheid. I'm Product Manager of SAP Enterprise Threat Detection here at SAP. Together with my colleagues Anne-Marie Colombo, Tobias Keller, and last but not least, Gabriele Fiata, I would like to take you on a journey that some of you might not have thought of before. On this journey, we want to explore our enterprise resource and planning systems in a way that you've never thought of before, trying to look at it from a new perspective and create a new culture. Our mission is to protect businesses on their mission against critical cyber attacks. These cyber attacks often target our infrastructure or our IT infrastructure by executing phishing, smishing, ransomware, or malware. The goal is often to disrupt the operation of a company, to encrypt databases, block access in order to blackmail. Hackers attack our IT infrastructure several thousand times a day. However, insider attacks are way more successful than that. Coming from the inside, since the IT infrastructure security is often not a hurdle for insiders. Sometimes even employees are recruited by suspicious organizations and used as a vehicle to carry out the attack. Such insider attacks, or insider attacks in general, can have a severe impact and can cause much more damage than an external attack. Having set up the right security measures to identify, detect, protect, and respond to cyber attacks is crucial for today's businesses, and automation of these processes is a must to have reliable security monitoring and detection processes. Even if many companies are aware of criticality, they somehow see the SAP systems as a black box, neglecting that the most important data and critical data is often stored and accessed within the SAP systems. Therefore, SAP systems are an additional target and often the source of high valuable data. If companies are not aware of this fact, it's going to be very, very difficult to protect these environments. When trying to protect the SAP environment, many companies are not aware that they would have to or must control the application log data coming from the SAP applications too. I'm not talking about to protect the parameter of an SAP application. That's not our topic here. Protecting and monitoring the applications themselves is a black box to many having security responsibility, as they have never looked into an SAP application. As an alternative to real-time reporting and monitoring of such systems, I often hear that SAP systems are checked for real incidences at a regular interval of monthly basis, for example. For this purpose, the SAP security audit log, among many other logs, are checked for violations of system integrity. Based on these reports, customers can then take appropriate measures to defend their intellectual property and mitigate the attack or report the violation. But somehow I have my doubts about this approach. We have thought through what this would mean in a real enterprise, in a real audit. And this is where I would like to hand over to my colleague Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, go for it.
Thanks, Arndt. So if we think through what monitoring would look like for a small to medium SAP application landscape, which generates 5,000 to 20,000 log events per second, if we do a quick calculation on that as 20,000 events per second, they result in 51,840,000,000 log entries per month. What does a small medium business do with that amount of data? Let's hear from our CISO, Mr. Sharp, and our head of audit, Mr. Blunt.
Good morning, Mr. Sharp.
Good morning, Mr. Blunt. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So it's the monthly audit day again.
Not again, Mr. Blunt.
Let's have a look at that audit log. If we use a standard 20 pounds, 75 grams per square meter letter sheets and print on both sides, if we're using Arial character size 6 and no margins, you get 106 lines into one page. An SAP application event has over 300 to 400 characters, which fit into 2 lines. That gives 106 events per 2-page sheet. Thus, the logbook will require 489,056,604 sheets of paper. One sheet weighs 0.16 ounces, and the whole stack of 489,056,604 sheets will weigh 78,249,056.6 ounces, which equals 4,890,566 pounds, which is equal to 2,218.32 tons. A normal 20-pound paper has a thickness of 9/1000 of an inch, bringing the stack to a total height of 4,401,509.44 inches, or 69.468 miles.
I hate Audit Day.
Mr. Sharp, sir, please do not emotionalize it, and we will handle this rationally together.
Okay, Mr. Blunt, let's do it the usual way. I will just select 1,000 random pages and let's see what we can find.
613 pages and 31 hours later.
Mr. Sharp, I found something. Somebody made a 5 zettabyte download from our top secret files of research and development, our inventions, our ongoing patent filings. These are the files that include all the IP that keeps us the market leader and will pave our way into a bright future.
Very well done, Mr. Blunt. If I wasn't so rational, I must start believing in luck. With that, what are the standard security procedures?
Standard security procedures, we must report the incident within 72 hours and determine what data was downloaded.
Can we find out which data was downloaded and where it was downloaded to?
Yes, Mr. Sharp, that's possible. We just need to analyze the application log data of this month.
Okay, how long will that take?
Just to remind you, we talked about 51,840,000,000 log events per month. So let's assume 15 strings, IP addresses, timestamps, etc. per event. Let's see them as one word each, although maybe a slightly complex one. That results in 777,600,000,000 strings. Extremely fast readers get up to 1,000 word strings per minute, which doesn't cover cross-checking and correlating of all these events in a useful manner. Fortunately, Mr. Blunt can rely on the local data security office team, who are extremely fast readers and also mentally interlinked so that they can do cross-checks and correlation of different events on the fly. Let's make the helpful assumption that they need no break, no sleep, no weekend, no vacation. So they crunch the 777.6 billion strings as a matter of only 25.9 million minutes, which is 49.3 years.
Actually, 49.315 years, Mr. Sharp. We will do it in 49.
Well, I guess we have no choice. Go ahead and report when done.
49 years later.
Mr. Sharp, we have the result. It appears that our systems have been breached by our friends from the other side of the planet almost 50 years ago. And subsequently, they could download this data.
But that's impossible.
What can go wrong will go wrong?
Well, that could be an explanation why we have lost our market position to our friends. Do we know what was downloaded, Mr. Blunt?
No, sir. Unfortunately, our read-X logs only go back 10 days in an effort to cut cost on data storage.
Very well done, Mr. Blunt. Please go ahead and check the security procedure.
Security procedures, according to our regulations, I can state that the data is still there, no data are lost, and no loss could be proven.
You can always count on bureaucracy in any organization.
Very well, Mr. Blunt. Then we can finally close the case. Please take a note for our next board conference. Event analysis 2020-10-26 completed. No proof of lost data possible.
Very well, Mr. Sharp. Do you have any further specific recommendations?
No, Mr. Blunt, everything is fine, carry on.
The question is, are you relying on luck or taking destiny into your own hands?
Hey, that was really great and a little bit frightening. Summarizing this, we see how important continuous and automated monitoring of our SAP applications is. It is simply impossible to monitor all logs coming from the SAP application. If you have ever done an investigation on a critical incident, you know how important it is to have all logs accessible, unfiltered, correlated, and in a readable format. That's exactly what you can achieve with our solution, Enterprise Threat Detection. SAP Enterprise Threat Detection can stop such security breaches in today's SAP business applications in real time. SAP Enterprise Threat Detection gives transparency in real time to suspicious user behavior and anomalies in SAP business applications to identify and stop security breaches. SAP Enterprise Threat Detection understands the semantic events coming from the inside of the SAP application layer. And therefore, Enterprise Threat Detection really minimizes the risk of suffering a severe data breach. Protect the sensitive data of your enterprise. SAP Enterprise Threat Detection becomes the only source of truth for centrally audited SAP systems and improves compliance to protect the all-over business future, as we've seen in our short movie. Mr. Sharp, in addition to that, great technology, what else do CIOs, CISOs, and internal audit need to improve, to empower the 3 lines of defense? Is there any crucial topics in addition to that, Mr. Sharp?
Great that you're asking, Arndt. As you know, it took me 49 years to answer this question, and I asked other CISOs around for their opinion as well. The problem is that when it comes to securing business applications, organizations tend to face 3 key main challenges. The first one, starting from the bottom, so the lower level, it's how to ensure that the application security teams prioritize their actions based on risk. And then the mid layer, so the CISO layer, how do we give the CISO full visibility on the cybersecurity status of the company in a snapshot? And then moving up on the ladder, so the last level, the executive board level, how can the CISO report to the rest of his executive colleagues with a language that they understand what is the status of cybersecurity, which basically means how much is a cyber risk costing to my business? And what I would like to show you is what I will call it a bit of a teaser of our SAP security dashboard And I'm just going to show you a very quick video of what the dashboard is all about. As you can see, it's a dashboard where we don't only get cyber threats informations, but we can actually look into how much they cost to an organization. And of course, we can then start add more dimensions to those specific risks. We can basically add which type of risk it's driving that overall, let's call it residual risk for the company. And then we can add more information like risk owners, for example. So basically in a few snapshots, you can actually get a full picture on how big is the risk, who owns the risk, and then reach out to those people to actually get more information and follow up on how to mitigate and contain a specific cyber attack. And of course, I will stop here. I'm not going to show you, and be a spoiler and show you all the other functionalities that the dashboard can provide. But again, it's just a teaser to show you that this is what we believe the executives want to see when it comes to cybersecurity.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel Sharp. That was very informative. I would be very happy if you, dear audience, share this view. And if so, we would be very happy to get in touch with you or work out with you how this idea could be implemented in your context. Now, before we release you, there's a few things we would like to take you away. We have put this into the form of some questions to consider briefly.
How do you review your application logs?
What is your current focus on security topics?
How do the security aspects of SAP solutions play a role within your security strategy?
How do you secure your SAP systems against outside and insider threats?
Do you use security solutions from SAP to secure your SAP system landscape?
So we have some related SAP TechEd sessions for you. And these are the SAP websites that are publicly available for you there as well. So continue your learning experience from SAP TechEd in 2020. Your exclusive path to build and maintain SAP solid skills anytime, in any place. Thanks for attending the session. If you have any more questions, feel free to contact us at any time. And then I would like to say thank you. Thank you for joining the session and have a great week. Bye-bye. Stay healthy.